At Fliptown, and this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 45 minutes to play. And this is a flip and right game that makes really clever use of a poker deck, and I believe this one was designed as a solo game first. Don't quote me on that, but if you are interested in solo games and you are interested in flip and right games or roll and right games, I think this is definitely an interesting mix of the two that you'll definitely want to check out. And there's 2 modes to play this game. You can either try to go for the highest score, or instead you can add one of these cowbots to your game, which will add a win and loss condition, and you'll have to meet one of those criteria to either win or lose the game. And players will be using a dry erase board in order to track their progress throughout the game, and the game plays over 3 rounds, each with 5 turns, and at the start of the round you're going to be shuffling this deck of poker cards, and then you're going to be drawing 1 card face down, which is going to represent the sheriff card, which you won't look at until the end of the round. Then you're going to be drawing 3 more cards and putting them face up in front of you, and you're going to decide which is going to be your suit card, your value card, and your poker card. And the difference between those is that the suit card is going to dictate where you're going to go onto the board. Your value card is going to be what gives you the different options at that location. And the poker card is a card that you're going to save to try and have the best poker hand possible at the end of your 5 turns. And the first location you can visit is the trail, which is just a straight line of different bonuses. And your value card is going to dictate how far you move down the trail, and then you're going to gain that resource, but you're going to be skipping anything that you moved over. So you just want to make sure that you're not skipping over things that you really want. The Badland is going to allow players to perform different robberies and gain resources, but this is also going to gain you wanted levels, which I will come back to later. At the mine location, players will always be starting at the mine door, and then you're going to be moving down different mine shafts, choosing one side or the other in a sort of binary search tree, and then choosing the direction you want to go, and then gaining those resources that are associated with that location. And I just remembered that I'm on a computer and I can actually zoom into things, so here is a better view. And the next location is the town location. This is going to have all sorts of different buildings that you can visit, and the value card is going to dictate which of the buildings that you are visiting, and they're all going to have kind of a different action or a different ability that's going to get activated. So this one has the most variety, and these might be different modifiers or upgrades, or just straight up resources, or converting resources into other resources. And then the final location you can visit is the cemetery, and this is where you can go to do some grave robbing, and it doesn't matter which suit or value you have when you visit this location. You can just use it anytime, so it's kind of a free location if none of your other options are really that great. And of course, grave robbing is not really a nice thing to do. I don't really recommend it, and it will earn you some wanted levels. And you're going to repeat this turn structure, drawing the different cards and deciding how you want to play them, and then performing your different actions. And a lot of these different locations do trigger actions that can send you off to another location on the board, causing a sort of chain reaction effect. But the end of your 5th turn will trigger the end of the round, and then at that point you'll have a full hand of 5 cards from your poker cards, and then you'll gain bonuses depending on how good your poker hand is. But then you'll also have to reveal the sheriff card that you drew at the start of the round. And the way that that works is if the value of your wanted level is higher than the value of the sheriff's card, then you're going to have to pay a fine. So as your wanted level goes higher and higher, the more likely it is that you're going to get busted by the sheriff. Before you do reveal the card though, you do always have the option to bribe the sheriff and then not flip the card. So it's up to you to weigh that risk and reward and decide how much gambling you really want to do. But if you are particularly good at gambling, mining, grave robbing, you might just get the most victory points in the game, and the player with the most victory points wins the game. And of course, if you are interested, you can click that notify me button, which you can find a link to in the description below.